Axelsims, what time is it?
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. What time is it?
About 12:49.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
And what happened on 12:49?
We're gonna read some fanfic.
Oh, so every day 12:49 it's
Yep.
fanfic reading time?
No, every day I'm shuffling.
Ouch.
Ha 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 ha.
That hurt a bit. Hi everyone, I'm Axelsims.
And I'm secondary from DA.
And this is Prisoner of War, Chapter 6. Not how I pictured this. Yeah. For those of you who don't know, this is Transformers Prime fanfiction, rating M for mature now.
That means all you little kids have to go away.
No,
now.
let them
Let
stay.
the children
Let the
know.
children suffer.
We have to suffer, they have to suffer.
Main character. You're enjoying this. What are you talking about?
Good point.
Main characters are Bumblebee, Knockout, Starscream, and Optimus. Pairings: Bumblebee X Knockout, BX Optimus, and Starscream X B. Warning: interfacing.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, that's what we call it. Also, talking, which is actually Bumblebee's beeps and whirls he uses to talk, which is a pair. How is that?
What?
How is that? Why would you warn someone about that? It's not going to be beeps and boops. It's going to be actual words. Damn. Comm links, texting, and bond talk / pulse.
It means like for when he's talking. That's how. That's
Warning! People are going to be talking in this. Man, I am not ready to do this. I'll tell you that right now. I am not ready.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm more than ready. My body is ready.
My body's ready. That's kind of creepy.
My ovaries just exploded.
Anyway. So.
Genitalia.
Bumblebee closed his eyes and dropped his weight into Knockout's hold. Knockout held him close and leaned down to kiss his neck and shoulders. B merely moaned or beeped and ran his hand up and down Knockout's back. But Knockout moved away and settled B back on his feet. B looked up at him, wondering why he stopped.
Because he finally realized that he can't do this because Optimus is bonded to Bumblebee and it would be wrong and immoral.
Yeah, right, okay. I was going to say, if anything, it would be awkward because if you're bonded with someone, don't you feel that? Like, don't you feel what they feel?
Maybe that was Optimus' whole plot. He really
see.
wanted to sleep with Knockout the entire time.
That's exactly what I was going to say. That would make it kind of awkward if I was, like, having sex with you and then I knew for a fact that whatever you felt, some random guy or girl was feeling. That'd be awkward, I'm just saying.
Yeah. I need to do Knockout, don't I?
Yes, you do.
Let's go.
Knockout whispered with a smile. He took B by the hand and pulled him back into the ship. B giggled when Knockout picked up his speed into a running walk. B jogged beside him. Oh, wow. Okay. Knockout gasped when Starscream appeared in his path. Because he wasn't expecting Starscream?
Starscream probably walked out of a door or something.
Knockout moved to his right but forgot to let go of B's hand, forcing B to run straight into Starscream, both butts hitting the floor. Smart move. B groaned and shook his head. His eyes widened when he heard another groan beneath him. He looked down and realized that he was lying on top of Starscream. The Seeker had somehow wrapped one arm around B's waist. No, Starscream, don't do it! B had his arms wrapped around Starscream's shoulders. It was an automatic response to grab hold of the closest thing. Starscream looked up at B and growled under his breath. B whined, scared that he pissed off Starscream. Knockout ran over and picked B up by the back of the neck. Here, kitty. B gasped and slapped at Knockout once he was off of Starscream. Ouch! B growled when Knockout placed him on the ground. You know, that hurts. B rubbed the back of his neck. Knockout crossed his arm and sighed.
Sorry,
he said. Then he looked down at Starscream, who was getting up now. I am so sorry. B spoke up. Starscream stood and rolled his shoulders. He glared at Knockout, then at B. It's quite alright. Starscream sighed. Knockout. I came to tell that the Autobots and Decepticons seem to be in for the night. It would be wise to strike now. B turned toward Knockout and tilted his head.
Thank you.
Knockout told Starscream. The Seeker nodded and walked away into the other room. What is he talking about? B asked. Oh, you're up.
Oh, nothing. But I've got to go out for a little while.
Knockout. Are you kidding me?
Hmm.
They were just off to go run off to have sex, and now he's like, I have to go. I'm sorry. Knockout crossed his arms.
I will be back within the hour.
Knockout turned and ran out of the ship, leaving B standing in the hallway. What was B to do? Going to do? He stomped his foot and growled. Why was he staying here anyways? He could and should just walk out the door and go home to his mate. But he couldn't. What the hell? Why not? B remembered when Miko made him...
Oh, God!
Oh, God!
Oh, God!
No!
Miko would put that.
Why are you doing this, Puck? Why? B remembered when Miko made him and Bulkhead watch a movie called Twilight and all its sequels. B's life now reminded him of it. B was Bella, her heart and soul laid with Edward, which was Optimus, but her heart also loved and wanted Jacob, who was Knockout. It was kind of funny, you know? But the sad part was, it was true. Wow, that just killed the mood. Sam just walked outside. Oh, no. Hold on, we're gonna take a little pause here. She's outside, like, groaning. Nope, wait, she came back in. Alright, I guess we're not done. Oh, wow. Just, oh my. Why would you compare them? Why?
I totally forgot about that part.
You know what's really bad is that I made that realization after you left last time we recorded, and I was like, oh god, this is just like freaking Twilight. And then I was like, no, it's not. No, it's not. It's not like Twilight. It's not like Twilight. And then they make a reference to Twilight. Jesus Christ.
Eric, why would you do this to us, Princess of Queens?
I was gonna say her name's not Eric. It's Erica. Oh god. Why would you?
It's just
no.
My brain literally suppressed that part because I don't remember reading it.
Gee. Ow, my head hurts.
Oh.
Groan.
Let's keep going.
Okay. All I have to say is, Haruhi Suzumiya does not approve of your sparkly vampires and your pedo wolves. Alright, now that that's over, B remembered... Oh, wait, we already read that part. B decided to stay and wait on Knockout. So he turned and walked into the room that Starscream went through. He thought maybe he could talk with him and not till Knockout came back. The room that he walked into was very dark. The only light was coming in from the hallway. B looked around, his baby blue eyes scanning over the room. He noticed that a very small light coming over from the corner of the room. B walked over to the cracked open door. It was a big door, but someone like Starscream, and well, pretty much any other bot than B, would have to duck to enter the next room. B leaned forward and looked it through the crack in the door. As far as he could tell, no one was in there. Then he slowly opened it, but only enough for his frame to slide in. Once inside, B looked around. It was a bedroom. There was a big berth and a couple of computers. B was surprised to see that one of the computers had a picture of 3 bots on it. One of them was Starscream. B looked over the controls and looked closely at the group. All of them were of a similar build. One of them was a Femi. She looked a lot like RC, but with wings and more armor. The other was just like Starscream, maybe a couple feet shorter, and had blue on his armor. What are you doing in here? A growl came from behind B. B jumped and slipping, falling face first, but he never hit the ground. Starscream had grabbed him by the upper arm and pulled him up to his feet. B found his footing and stepped back. When he looked up at Starscream, he thought he would see Starscream. He thought he would see his angry frown in his disappointed eyes. But when B looked up, Starscream was standing straight with his hands behind his back. He had a plain face, not mad, but not happy. His eyes were normal, not showing any emotion. "I'm sorry," B said nervously. Starscream looked up at the picture of the screen and hummed in his throat. "This is your room, yes?" "Yes," the Seeker smiled. "I see you have taken a liking to me and my team." B's door wings shut up and he looked back at the screen. "Well, I mean, I've never seen those cons before," B beeped. "That is because they were not cons." Starscream always disapproved of the slang word con. It was a little disrespectful, but he had no respect for Decepticons, at least not anymore. But B really didn't know what to say. "And plus, you were not even sparked when I was with them." Starscream looked down at B. B smiled up at him. "Please, by all means, sit." Starscream pointed to his berth. "That is, if you wish to hear a story." B chirped and ran over to the berth and took a seat. Starscream smiled and walked over and sat in the chair beside the berth. "I am still sparkling at spark." Really? That doesn't say that 5 times fast.
I'm still a sparkling spark. I'm still sparkling a spark. I'm still blah blah blah.
Ha! Bail. B giggled. "I like stories." Oh, what the hell?
I like stories.
I like stories. "That is a surprise to me." Starscream laughed. "After all, I figured that hearing Prime stories all these years, you would be sick of them." B looked down and sighed. "Actually, I love his stories. It's history," B told. "And learning of Cybertron history from someone that lived through it it's pretty cool." "Well, then let me tell you about the greatest Energon seekers of Cybertron before the war." "I'm all ears." B leaned forward. "Before the war, I was an air commander of one of the greatest Seekers squadron known on Cybertron." "Weren't you a scientist new? New? Weren't you a scientist new?"
Oh.
"Yes, an Energon and Spark specialist. But anyway, that is not important." But he was wrong. That was important, as far as everyone knows. Starscream was the last major scientist their race had. Beyond our jobs, we were close. Like family. The Femi in the picture is Slipstream. We grew up together, and she was my closest friend and mate. The other is Thundercracker. He was my right-hand bot. Someone I could trust with my life. Did that last long? Nothing ever does, Starscream sighed. The golden years were gone overnight, it seemed. I led my Seekers away from the war. I did not want them fighting. For some of them agreed with Megatron, and some did not. I could not bear the thought of us killing each other. Ratchet used to tell me that before the war, Seekers were their own breed. They joined no sides and kept to themselves. He was right. Starscream got up and moved to sit beside B. B didn't move away or flinch. He just kept his eyes on Starscream, waiting to hear more. We made base on one of the Cybertron's moons. The first moon base, B smiled. Yes. But one night, we were attacked. The Seekers were wiped out, and killed off. Megatron was after me. He knew of my skills and how I knew how to lead flyers. Plus, he needed me to study Dark Energon and how it affected the Spark. Starscream sighed. Thundercracker tried to protect me, and Slipstream gave us time to fly away. But Megatron killed him. Slipstream tried to get me to leave since he was after me. She wanted to stay and fight, but I would not allow it. I begged on my hands and knees to spare her Spark. I told him I would go with him. Starscream covered his face with his long claws. B Bach beat as fast as it could as he looked up at the Seeker with worry and disbelief. He would not listen to me. Starscream choked up. She fought so hard, but he killed her right in front of me.
You sound like you're about to laugh, and this is like really sad.
It is rather sad, I'm not going to lie. Maybe Starscream's like insane and he's like laughing silently like a Joker would. Sorry. I watched the light leave her eyes. Starscream turned away from Bee and choked on his sobs. Bee was lost for words, unsure what to do or say. I'm so sorry, Bee cried out. Bee was so moved that he was sitting on his knees on the berth. He did the only thing he could that would help. He wrapped his arms around Starscream and held him tight. Growing up with Ratchet, Bee was always hugged and loved when he was sad or upset, and it never stopped when he grew up. Even Optimus showered him with affection whenever Bee was uneasy. Bee felt Starscream jump at first, and then he turned around to face Bee. Bee moved down so his arms were around Starscream's waist, so his face was buried in his chest. Starscream really didn't understand. He knew why the Autobot was hugging him, and was the fact that Bee would hug his ex-second in command of the Decepticons. Starscream stared down at Yellowhead, buried deep in his chest. After a minute or two, Starscream gave in. He slowly put his arms around Bee's back. Bee pulled away just enough for him to look up at his face. Bee slowly moved and planted a kiss on his nose plating. Bee liked Starscream like he liked Jack and Miko. Jackie and Miko.
Aww.
There was a connection between them, maybe? They both.
Where are you at?
Right here.
There's a connection.
I'm pretty
between
sure
them.
it's connection.
They both felt a Megatron's
Feet begging to let their mates go, telling
him that they would
Oh,
go
I'm
with
sorry.
them
Did you want to read?
if they let their mates go free. But Starscream was not as lucky as Bee was. Bee saved his mate.
Bumblebee, Starscream sighed. Do not feel sorry for me.
Starscream said.
I know what it's like to lose a mate, and I would never wish it for on anyone. Stay true to yours. You gonna keep? Alright. Bee's eyes widened, but then he was happy. He was happy Starscream said that. It was like he looked out for Bee. Bee was glad that he had that much respect for Optimus. How did you know?
Bee asked.
That I'm bonded. The Seeker smiled and shook his head. Oh, trust me, I have been hearing Knockout complain about it all night and day. How is that possible, Starscream?
Bee pulled away from Starscream.
We only bonded last night. Knockout could not possibly have known it, at least till we were face to face. Well, it's simple. Maybe to you. It's your specialty to know that spark and how it works. Explain it to me. Bee moved away. He now sat Indian style and facing Starscream. With a sigh, Starscream crossed his legs and leaned back on his palms. You know the human term, I would like to say fleshback. You know the fleshback term, love at first sight? Starscream asked. Yes.
Bee nodded.
Well, think of it like that. But it was a very rare bond. There are only a full handful of Cybertronians know of. I don't understand. Bee shook his head. How can it be a bond when we just met? Like I said, it's love at first sight. The moment he laid eyes on you, he wanted you. Is it lust or love? That is the million-dollar question. Credit question. Sorry, Bee.
We don't use dollars, we use credits.
Shut up.
Don't tell me to shut up, Starscream.
Shut up!
Don't tell me to shut up, Starscream.
Silence.
Oh, I see how it is.
I am pointing my finger at you.
I am going to lick you.
That is awkward. I have studied it my whole life, and I still can't prove if it's love or lust. Not so easy after all.
Bagel.
I guess so. Starscream grinned. Bonds are not just for lovers, and you know that. Of course I do. I have a bond with Ratchet, a fatherly bond, a sister-like bond with RC, and now a mate bond with Optimus. Maybe knock. No, no,
Oh,
no,
no.
no,
No.
no.
Oh, no.
I accidentally hit the right button. I'll get it. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Hold on, you flesh bags. Eh.
You went too far. No, wait. There it is.
Right. Maybe Knockout is confused with his attraction to you. There could very well be a bond there, but maybe a different kind. I do not want to say this line.
Is it bad that I want to interface with him?
B asked. His voice got really low.
Oh.
Not really, Starscream shrugged. It's not uncommon. You are young, and you have become of age where interfacing is fairly fun and enjoyable. I can never, ever see Bumblebee saying too much information.
B smiled.
You asked. Starscream stood. Would you like me to show you to your room? Starscream bowed. B nodded, and Starscream reached out to his hand. Take my hand, Bumblebee. You're not Bumblebee.
I don't care.
Which B placed his hand in Starscream's. With a quick pull, B was on his feet. B followed the tall and lean seeker out of the room and back into the hall. As they walked, B looked at... Ah, no!
Why do you keep hitting that button?
don't mean to! I'm sorry! It's okay. Just give me a second.
There it is.
Okay. As they walked, B looked at his internal clock. Hey, that rhymed. It was about 5. Knockout had been gone for an hour and would be back soon. Starscream stopped outside a purple door. He put in the code and it opened. B walked forward and stepped in the doorway. This is Knockout's quarters. Oh, sorry. I thought that was Bumblebee for a second. This is Knockout's quarters, he said coolly. B sighed and nodded. It was like his mind was made up for him about what is going to go down tonight.
It's going down tonight.
No. Well, I like the little backstory on Starscream, I guess.
It's cute. Gives him more character depth.
Right. Second part.
Plus, he wasn't trying to fuck Bumblebee.
I know. I'm really glad that, he was like, fuck you.
He seems kind of cold towards Bumblebee a little bit.
I wonder why.
STDs.
He's a whore! And he made a reference to Twilight, so it's, yeah.
We give Bumblebee
keeping that away.
We give Bumblebee so much crap.
Well, he deserves it. Knockout walked into the ship, carrying 3 large sheets of metal. He had stolen it from a nearby hardware store. He also carried 3 big energon cubes for in the morning. He sat everything down and closed his eyes. He was very tired. Last time he slept was right before Megatron captured... What? He hasn't slept in like 5 days?
He's only been like 3 days. Or like 2 days.
Speaking of B, where could he be? Knockout straightened up and hummed as he rubbed his chin. He could sense that the Autobot was still here, and the feeling was strong in the hall that led to Knockout's room. With a big, devilish smile, Knockout opened the door to his room. He walked in and froze at the sight. Bumblebee laid in peaceful recharge on Knockout's berth. He was lying on his back with his hands resting near his head. The small light from the ship's systems shined off his yellow armor, but sometimes it seemed that B glue in the dark, due to his collar. Knockout shut the door behind him, and it was like he disappeared, the dark colorings blending with the darkness. In one swift move, Knockout was crawling on his hands and knees from the bottom of the berth. He traced his hands up and down Bumblebee's legs and made his way to his thighs. Bee arched his back and threw his head a little, but settled back down when Knockout stopped to look at him. Knockout nestled down in between Bee's legs. He moved his hands up the Bee's waist and rubbed his stomach. It was very pleasurable, but it also helped Bee wake up. But when Bee let out a moan and arched his back again, Knockout smirked. It was going to take more to wake him. Knockout went back to work on Bee's inner thigh. He kissed every wire and every little crease. Every every little crease. See, now, whenever they say something like wire, I feel like they're ripping them open and playing with the wires underneath, which I kind of find kind of creepy.
No, they're like built up of wires where muscle should be on a human. When there's like a gap in their armor, that's where they're playing with the wires at.
Still, it's just kind of awkward, you know?
Oh, just cry me a river, you big
Cry
baby.
me a river.
And you tell me not to sing bad music.
Nothing wrong with Justin Timberlake. He's the only good Justin in this world. No,
What
jeez.
about Justin Bieber?
No, he's terrible. No, and then he slipped his glossa under Bee's port cover, trying to open it. Bee's moans turned into small gaps and his cover retracted. Pleased with himself, Knockout put his mouth over Bee's port and let his hot glossa lick the rim. Oh boy. Bee lost it. He woke up completely with a big jolt. He tightened his legs around Knockout's head, but Knockout moved his long arms up to Bee's face and forcibly putting his index and middle fingers into Bee's mouth. Bee snorted in surprise, but realized that there was a way to settle him down. And it worked. Bee moaned around Knockout's fingers, and his glossa danced around his fingertips. It was a very loud and long moan filled the room, and Knockout slipped his glossa into Bee's port. Bee closed his eyes and whined for more. Every time Bee closed his eyes, he saw Optimus. Awkward. He pictured Optimus's large body on top of him and Optimus's glossa playing with his port, and to be honest, Bee was disappointed when he opened his eyes and saw Knockout. Wow. That's, yeah. Yeah. Knockout slowly made his way back up towards Bee, placing kisses on his stomach and chest. Once he made his way to Bee's face, Knockout leaned down to kiss Bee, but Bee turned his face away. So Knockout just kissed his cheek and along his jawline. Knockout lifted himself off Bee and flipped Bee over so that he was on his stomach. Knockout pulled and tugged on Bee's waist until Bee finally got up on his hands and knees. Once up where Knockout wanted him, Knockout leaned down and pressed his chest to Bee's back. Bee felt Knockout's breath on his left shoulder, so Bee moved his head to the right, giving Knockout room to place his head on Bee's shoulder. Knockout bit down on his shoulder. Bee groaned and flinched. It was the same shoulder that Optimus bit last night. The pain was not as bad as Optimus's bite, but at least Optimus stopped and kissed it once he realized what he did, but Knockout kept his hold and growled. Bee moved his head a little to push Knockout's head away, but he caused him to bite down harder. Bee heard Knockout's pelvic plating open and release his spike. It was a dominance thing, the biting. Even though Optimus did it on accident, it still showed his dominance. But the fact that he kissed and licked it afterwards was such a sign of caring. Much like tigers and big cats do, the males bite down hard on the female, letting them know that they mean business and that they are in charge. Bee wondered if Knockout's Decepticon nature was why he took dominance thing so seriously. Optimus was gentle about it, but his kind and loving personality. But yet, he still showed Bee that he could take charge. Bee smiled at the thought. Optimus was only in charge when it came to mating, but any other time, Bee was the boss. Bee's smile faded, and he screamed as Knockout thrust it into him. It hurt, and Bee fell on his face. You know, he wonders why he's not enjoying it, and he's constantly thinking about Optimus. Seriously. Oh, that's just awkward. Lucky it hurt, and Bell fell on his and B fell on his face, but stayed up on his knees. Not like he had a choice though. Knockout held him up by the waist. B cried into the berth, but Knockout seemed to be ignoring him. Instead of stopping and slowing down a minute to let B ready himself, he was faster. B was damn lucky that this was not his first time. Otherwise, this would be a very bad situation. Another good thing was Knockout's spike was, well, not to be rude, but it was a lot smaller than Optimus's.
That is one of my favorite parts about this chapter.
Yeah. They're just making this awkward. Like, if you're a fan of this pairing, then, you know, it's like, well, fuck this.
This pairing is not bad, but I prefer Knockout with, well, other than B.
Oh, yeah, I prefer it too, but anyway.
Like, I prefer Knockout and Optimus. I prefer Knockout and Breakdown. I prefer Knockout and Megatron. I prefer Knockout and Soundwave, Knockout and Starscream, Knockout and
You're gonna keep
Wheeljack, Knockout and Dreadwing, Knockout and Jeff the Insecticon. No, not that last one. Knockout and Ratchet. Knockout and Ratchet especially.
Oh, boy.
I love that pairing. There should be more of that pairing. Knockout and Knockout.
I'm just gonna eat some Pocky here.
Let's see, what other people can I pair Knockout with? Knockout and Blur is a really crack pairing that I like. Blur from Animated, you know.
You done?
No. Knockout and Steve. I approve.
It doesn't work.
What do you mean it doesn't work?
Steve's a big Starscream fan.
Yeah?
He wants Starscream.
And he has to follow orders if given by a higher commander.
But then it's just basically rape. And this is basically rape.
What do you think sex with Knockout is?
I thought it would be a bit better than this.
Everything I've ever read is rape. Even with Breakdown, it's rape.
Wow. I just read ahead a little bit, and I am disappointed.
Come on.
It took me a minute to take long, deep breaths, but he finally started to find pleasure. His moans came back, and he smiled lightly. He got up on his arms and threw his head back. Knockout was panting wildly and lightly grating with each plump pump. His hands left B's hips and moved slowly up his back. Once at B's shoulder, they clamped down and pushed B further back onto his spike. B dropped to his elbows. With one more fine thrust, Knockout overloaded and crashed down on top of B. B sighed and pushed Knockout off of him. He had already gone into recharge. He didn't even realize that Bumblebee didn't overload. But B smiled at him and leaned down, kissing him on the forehead. He put his and Knockout's pelvis plating back in place. B sighed, sat on the edge of the berth.
What are you facepalming at?
Just this, you know, you think that Knockout being a doctor and, you know, actually caring about Bumblebee, that he would not just be a selfish prick.
Let me just say this. Knockout can't be dominant. Ever.
I don't think it works.
No. Knockout always needs to be
I mean, this is just like freaking... I could see David doing this. And for those of you who don't know, David's like one of my best friends, but he's also a complete idiot. And now B is going to start talking to Optimus.
Hey Optimus, I just had sex with Knockout. No big deal though.
B, Spock called out, hoping the Primus he would hear. B. Optimus sent a pulse to B. It was a happy one. Optimus was so very happy to hear from him.
Yeah, I'm sure that's why he's happy.
How are things? B looked down at Knockout. Okay. B didn't mean to, but he sent Optimus a sad bide. Something is wrong. No, things just didn't go the way I wanted it to. I know. Optimus sighed. B felt dumb. Optimus felt like everything that he just felt. The pain and the very little pleasure. You were in pain the whole time, B. It really didn't go the way I thought it would. B smiled, but I just realized something. And what is that, my love? I'm done. No more of this nonsense. You're the only bot I ever need, and the only one I want. Bee laughed and sent Optimus a very playful pulse. And apparently, you're the only one that can please me. I am glad to hear that, Optimus sighed. I was so scared that I would lose you. I am yours, Optimus, forever and always. I'm sorry for putting you through the slag. You deserve better than that. Bee, do not feel sorry for your feelings. Are you dying? You had to make sure you made the right choice. And I did, Optimus. I am never leaving you again, Bee cried. And I won't let you leave. Mwahaha, Optimus said. When are you coming home? I'm thinking tonight. I don't know about that. You're tired. It would be best if you went to the recharge and came home in the morning. I am pretty tired. Well, okay, I'll be home in the morning. Okay, love. I will keep our berth warm. Optimus choked. Oh, please, don't bother. We will warm it up. As soon as I get there, Bee purred. Ew. Bee felt Optimus's heat go up and started to get a little excited. Easy, big boy. Save it till tomorrow. Bee laughed and took a deep. I love you so much, Optimus. I love you too, Bumblebee. Ah! Why do I keep doing that? It's a reflex. I don't want to read anymore. It's just like, no! No, 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 no. Naughty stuff. Okay. Bee did not deserve Optimus. He wasn't even mad or even the slightest bit upset about him interfacing with another bot. Optimus was the best, and Bee was foolish ever thinking that any other bot could make him feel how Optimus made him feel. Bee stood and looked down at Knockout. He could not face him again, not after what just happened. Bee ran out of the room and went to the only other place where he knew he could recharge for the night. Next to the Ratchet and Optimus, there was the only other bot that Bee felt safe with.
Starscream.
What? There was only one other bot that Bee felt safe with, and that was Starscream.
Oh, I feel safe with Starscream too.
Oh yeah, totally. You know. Okay, so that's the end of the chapter.
Like, Starscream, can I sleep here?
Can I sleep with you? So he's seriously gonna sleep with Starscream? Are you fucking?
No, not like sleep with him.
Yes, I know what you mean.
But like sleep on his floor while Starscream like totally ignores his presence.
That's why Bumblebee wants him. He doesn't pay attention to him. He wants his attention.
Attention whore!
I know, right? I could just see Bumblebee like sitting next to Starscream while he's trying to sleep, poking him and be like, "Pay attention to me! Pay attention to me! Pay attention." He's like, "No!
Get away from me!" Alright, so thoughts. Queries. Review time.
Oh man. No likey.
You don't like this chapter?
No, this was. Oh, it's just disappointing. I'm sorry. I mean.
Knockout was disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, there was that. There was. I definitely expected them to have a better time. But this is just like, wow.
David's scenario.
Exactly. This is reminding me of like my best friend and his activities, and it's just like, wow. I did like Starscream part though. I like the Starscream part.
Yeah, Starscream's alright.
And then, I'm sorry, just I am really glad that Optimus didn't pull I didn't think you'd actually go do it, you whore. You know? Because you know how some people are. Like, some people will be like, it's okay if you go do this. And then if they go do it, they're like, you weren't supposed to actually do it.
Yeah, I've done things like that before.
Exactly. And, yeah. I'm not entirely sure why, apparently, Starscream is the only other person that Bee can sleep with, but,
You want to move on to the next chapter and read that? We've made some pretty good time.
No, I think we're done for the night.
Come on.
No.
Come on.
No.
Then you get 2 chapters out of the way and you don't have to worry about it next time.
No. I'm just disappointed, okay? I actually liked Knockout, and this chapter kind of just like, well, fuck him.
You'll like Knockout again eventually.
I do like Knockout. I just don't like this.
It's like, oh my god, Knockout is terrible at sex.
You definitely think Knockout would have been a bit better. I mean...
Yeah. I could see him being smaller than Optimus, though.
Oh,
because,
yeah, that's obvious.
You know, size
Optimus
difference.
is, like, freaking huge, you know? I mean...
There was a sizing chart one time, and, like, Megatron is the biggest, like, goes, as far as the biggest,
You were saying? That's not... Megatron is nom 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 nom?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see.
Anyway. But no, what I was saying was, there's a size chart, and Optimus, it goes, three biggest ones are Optimus, then Megatron, and then the Insecticons.
Wow.
Mhm.
Anyway.
And, let's see. I don't know who the shortest one was, but Bumblebee is, like, right before Knockout. And Knockout is, like, 5 people away from Optimus. So if you got Knockout on this side of the size chart, he's, like, a little bit bigger than Bumblebee, and you got Optimus, who's, like, almost twice Bumblebee's size. So, there's gonna be
Okay, anyway.
There's gonna be a Spike size difference.
Well, anyway.
Oh, Dreadwing.
Why Dreadwing?
Because Dreadwing is so freaking cute.
Says you.
Says me and the other fangirls out there.
And I care about the other fangirls' opinions. Why?
Blades and Bumblebee, Blades and Bumblebee, Blades and Bumblebee, Blades and Bumblebee, Blades and Bumblebee.
Burn it to hell.
Ship it, ship it, ship it, ship it.
Make it burn. Brimstone. Ah.
Netherrack, not Brimstone.
We're not playing Minecraft.
Yes, we are. We're always playing Minecraft.
Yeah. Just.
Look at my Starscream.
I know
my
it's just
amazing.
I know it's just me, and because my opinions are different than apparently the metas.
The meta. Who's
the
meta?
The meta is known as the common, the usually done. It's the average. Like
you're average.
It comes from League of Legends. The meta is like AP caster mid, AD carry bot.
Mhm.
That's the meta. So this is, the meta, kind of. Like, most fangirls like this pairing.
Well,
I guess.
I think the top... What are the top
I don't know.
pairings?
I really...
I wonder if there's, like, a website where people can, like, take a test and they can poll what the top Transformers pairings are.
Fangirls, go do this now. Anyway, so, yeah, that's this episode. It was kind of shorter than the others.
Mhm.
So,
It was shorter than the others.
Oh, you just cannot stop making penis jokes, can you? Ever since we started talking about freaking knockouts being smaller than Optimus, that's all you've been thinking of, isn't it? It's just like, penis, spikes, that's funny.
Oh, I'd make fun of yours, but you have to have one first. I love you. Please don't hurt me.
Someone's not getting away.
Oh, that's okay. I just got patted on the shoulder for something I didn't do.
What do you mean you didn't do it?
I didn't do it.
Oh, so you didn't say that I don't have a penis. That was someone else in this room, right? Where are you, mysterious stranger? Come out here. You sound a lot like my girlfriend. Where'd you go? Come on, join in. Make this a 3 recording. What would you call that?
A trio?
A trio
No
review.
trio.
A trio, not a Pokemon.
Doug Trio?
No.
Diglett.
Oh, it's really bad when you have a romance novel and you mention Twilight. Don't do that. I'm sorry, Pac. I mean, this isn't a bad story, but why Twilight? We try to move past the dreaded sinful thing. I mean, you could have love. It's not really a love triangle, is it? It's more like a love V. You know, where one person is trying to decide between two other people.
How do you know Optimus doesn't secretly love Knockout?
Because if that was the case, then why wouldn't he just suggest the three-way?
It's not gay if it's in a three-way.
Oh my god. We're just done here. I'm sorry.
I thought you liked Justin Timberlake.
I do, but that was not what I meant. He has a...
Wait a second. It is gay if they're in a three-way, because they're all guys.
No crap. But they're robots, and it's yaoi, and who gives a crap?
Hey, honey.
I don't ship to it. Ah.
Ship it, ship it, ship it, ship it, ship it, ship it,
I
ship
don't,
it,
I
ship
don't
it, ship
clop
it, ship
to
it.
so, you know, whatever.
Clop, 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 clop.
You know, to each their own. That's how I feel about it. It's like, yeah, if you like it, that's cool.
Indeed.
Anyway. So,
wait, I want to make one more statement before you
no,
hang up the
okay, that's
recording.
one more statement.
My final statement is this.
What?
I am dramatically pausing.
Oh, would you like a drum roll?
Yes, please.
Not
Not on my arm, preferably. My final statement is this, and it is a thought I will leave you with. If all guys think with their penis, does that mean every time they get a blowjob, their mind is blown?
Wow. Wow, that's what you were saving up for. That was your grand finale, was that? I mean, really?
Hey, I think it's a good question.
It's not even related to this. No one gets a blowjob in this chapter.
They might later chapters.
Who did? But we haven't read those chapters yet, so it's irrelevant. Starscream disapproves.
Look at my Starscream. My Starscream's amazing.
We're done here.
Give it a lick.
No.
It tastes just like amazing. I thought we were done here.
We